Picture it.
On tape, Jimmy.
It's not a bad thing.
A dancer is like water. He fluidly moves with the beat of the song, becoming one with rhythm and style. In hip-hop, a dancer becomes formless, combining his style and performance to those around him to become one crew, one unit, one beat. To the audience, these individuals are one, but to the dancers themselves, behind the mask is a story to tell and a dream to share.
You have now accessed Trackstar Productions.
Disturbing the peace. Okay.
They hate it when you bubble. See him in they huddles, always making trouble. Jealous fellas, man, fall up in the spot and from the jump they don't like me. Hat to the back and I'm feeling real hyphy.
I got money, be a me, money in the bank. Take it,
Two-step with me, let me show you how it goes. The Martha Moon is south here, tell the DJ bring it back.
Chris Nasadowski, and I'm a dance instructor and choreographer, pretty much anything I can do with dance. Mostly I focus on hip-hop. That's what I started with, hip-hop music and stuff, but I like to branch out now with different kinds of music. I still focus mostly on the hip-hop, but I guess you could say I stretch it a little bit where they might call it modern. I'm not really sure. I do a lot of the popping and the waving and I still do like the MTV style stuff and things you see like that, but I like to stretch it a little bit and do stuff that I haven't seen people do before. Well, how I started doing it, I guess I saw a lot of people doing different kinds of choreography and I saw different styles, and when I first started I was really caught up in the popping and the waving. It's just kind of, to me it's like magic. It's making that illusion of your body's doing something, and I mean, your body really is doing it, but it's the illusion that it creates that people don't even think is possible. You know, your body could be rubber or it could stop like a robot or keep moving. And I really got into that. And in Chicago, there really isn't a lot of choreography like that because not a lot of people do it. It's much more the MTV style, which you see the straight arms, the kind of slow. So I decided to do choreography because there really wasn't any of it here. And I just do choreography like that, especially when I got into it more when I started doing the shows, because a lot of people like to just throw music together and kind of just do different dances to it. There's nothing wrong with that, but I've always liked, because I had a more creative side, that I like to have the music and the choreography tell the story. So I make sure the music actually goes together and makes sense, so I can incorporate the different kind of styles together. And as far as inspiration goes, it's always been music. Like, I remember there was a point where one group had a problem with dancing with another group who they thought I'd give them the better choreography, and I told them that it's the music that gives me the choreography. When I hear a song, there's certain choreography that goes to that, and that's it. You can't just do anything to a song, in my opinion, because the way the music sounds, the way the words are, is only going to allow a certain photography to be made. It's kind of like when a writer writes a story, the characters can only do certain things. You can't make them do things that aren't true to the character, and I feel the same way in music. If it doesn't fit the music, you just can't do it. I've been editing my own music.
Sorry, music.
Probably not too long after I started dancing, because there wasn't really anyone I knew who did it, and I just kind of jumped into it myself. I found a cheap program to play around with, and I've pretty much kept the same program since. It's worked well for me, and I kind of just taught myself, and I ended up doing a lot of music for a lot of different people, because like I said, not too many people do both, and as a dancer I know what I want, so it's easier than trying to explain it to someone. So that's a bonus. First time I edited my own music, it didn't work so well, because it's easier than some people think, but it's harder in other parts that people don't really think about. It's you kind of got to jump into it, and you figure it out as you go along, but there's some things that you just have to understand. Like, you can't just make music however you want. There's rules to it. Like, music goes in 8 counts, and you can't just cut it to a 7 or a 5, because it won't work. It won't sound right no matter what you do to it. So once you kind of learn the rules of how music works, with, you know, music repeats 8 counts, every 4 8 counts the tone changes. You know, once you work in those rules, you can do anything you want. And that's what's great, because I don't have to listen to music anymore and be like, oh, that's a cool song, but I wish it did this. I can listen to what I want and put it in there later if I want it. So if I want a voice here, or I don't want a voice here, or if I want a beat here, or if I want to add piano over a guitar, I could do any of that now as long as it follows the rules. Okay, well, first off, the program I'm using is Magic's Music Maker 12. There's a bunch of them out there, like Acid and GarageBand and stuff like that. I like this one because it's a little cheaper, and it's a lot more hands-on. Like, it's not as user-friendly, I guess, as the other ones, but I could edit stuff a lot more accurately. Like, I could probably edit down to a syllable, or like 100th of a second, which takes time, but it makes it perfect. Don't wanna be crazy with lights flashing everywhere? Good lights. I gotta get those audience blinders back right here. This project right now that I'm working on is for a show I'm actually doing on the 22nd of November. And a friend of mine started doing her show a few years ago, and it got incorporated into Dance Chicago, which is one of the bigger dance shows on the north side. And she asked me to do a piece for her, so I'm editing the music now, and I like to edit like a lot of different stuff in. Like, for instance, the first track I'm using, and you can see that the tracks are spaced differently, so the different colors are different songs. This is one, and the yellow is a completely different track. And over here you can see that they're overlay. Here is actually 3 different tracks, a sound effect, and 2 different tracks that are going over each other. And it's confusing at first when you look at it, but once you do it enough, you see it like the music, just like anything else. You don't see the lines anymore. And like I said, the first track is actually a sound effect I found from a Halloween thing. Then I go into something from the soundtrack for the movie Scream, so it's a little bit more like scary, but it's got some drums in it, which I like, and it's nice. And all kinds of stuff. There's Marilyn Manson instrumental, so there's a little bit more heavy metal in there. There's a phone call from my boss that I can answer real quick. Hey, what's up? Yes, and I don't know when you called me, but I did get it, and I already actually got my info I needed. I just wanted to make sure today was 4 to 6, not 4 to 5. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm doing both. I wasn't sure if I was needed after 5 or not. I figured it was to 6, but I wanted to check. And I did get the CDs to all the kids, except I think one of them, because I didn't have an extra, but they said not to worry about it because they'd get a copy from their friend. Okay, I will see you today then. Okay, bye. That was my boss from the Beverly Arts Center. Not only do I teach dance there, I got involved doing the plays there. So one of the Christmas plays, they have a little, they took the Sugar Plum Dance and put a techno remix of it over it. That's kind of got a weird beat to it, and they have me doing like a hip-hop version where these like shadow figures come on and take the fairies and throw them off, and it's interesting. The kids like it, so. Should I do this? Do you want an old song?
You should always do Michael Jackson songs. You gotta pump it up though.
way it drew me into dance and music and really knowing how your body works and how your mind works, that you really can do anything. And that's for anything. It doesn't matter if you're a director, it doesn't matter if you're an artist, if you're a dancer, if you're a businessman. Don't be confined by the rules so much. I'm not saying break the law, obviously, but there are guidelines that people follow because this is the way it's always been done, this is what's successful. And if people would always follow that, we would never be where we are. It's always the people that blaze their own trail that make it happen. I don't plan on ever hanging up my dancer shoes. Even, it's like I said, if I can't walk to dance on my hands, I'll figure it out. I plan on taking it until it just isn't possible anymore and I'm living further.
I dreamed I was missing. You were so scared, but no one would listen, 'cause no one else cared. After my dreaming, I woke with this fear. What am I leaving when I'm done here? So if you're asking me, I want you to know. When my time comes, forget the wrong that I've done. Help me leave behind some reasons to be missed. And don't resent me. And when you're feeling empty, keep me in your memory. Leave out all the rest. Leave out all the rest. Don't be afraid of taking my beating, of shit that I made. I'm strong on the surface, not all the way through. I've never been perfect, but neither have you. So if you're asking me, I want you to know. When my time comes, forget the wrong that I've done. Help me leave behind some reasons to be missed. Don't resent me. And when you're feeling empty, keep me in your memory. Leave out all the rest. Leave out all the rest. Forgetting all the hurt inside you've learned you had so well. Pretending someone else can come and save me from myself. I can't be who you are. When my time comes, forget the wrong that I've done.